Let me begin by saying that there aren't many people who can get me on a plane for 4 hours and leave my pregnant wife in Dallas, Texas for a one-night event. Well, Jack Connelly is definitely one of those persons where such a gesture is a very, very easy thing to do. And it is my privilege and honor to introduce him tonight. No, Jack represented many of those who couldn't or wouldn't defend themselves. The abused and neglected children, the elderly, the innocent, the disenfranchised.
I want to talk for just a moment about why I'm running for the Senate. And I quoted at my kickoff the line from Robert F. Kennedy, "The future's not a gift, it's an achievement." And the other statement that he had made that people are familiar with is that some people see things as they are and ask why. I see things as they could be and ask why not. And I think when you're standing here in the oasis of hope, and which is a legacy, it's a vision that somebody had, and it's a monument really to a dream that a person had and that a family had for that person. You see what can be done when people have a dream, work together, and build in that dream.
But what I've seen is someone who's given a lot of his time when he didn't have to an organization that we're both part of, that we received several emails. What are you guys doing? Political suicide. Why are you here? And he was the guy who even told me, you're going to stay here and help us make this work. And I didn't. And I said, hey, I got to think of my own business. And I admire that about him. Mentoring me when we're going in front of the governor and different people like that, saying, this is your community. You need to stand up. You need to talk about these things and preserve affordable housing and fight for the little guy.
A lot of you already know what I'm about to tell you about Jack, that he is a man of the highest integrity and a person that does adhere to the reality of who he is and who he says he's going to be for you. Rattling off laws and telling him all this kind of stuff. And he sat there, and despite how exhausted he was, despite the fact that his phone was blinking, despite the fact that I'm sure there's probably somebody else hovering outside the door, what he looked at me and he did, and he actually gave me the time and he listened. He listened to everything I was going to say, he listened with patience, and he wasn't just giving me FaceTime. I know that he was hearing what I was saying, even though he didn't have to. Who was I? I was the intern, and it could have waited. I observed that same trait from Jack on numerous occasions from time after that even when your lawyer sees a lot of blowhards, I might be talking too much right now, but that's okay, you guys understand. Well, with lawyers and people in legal environments, all the time somebody's got an opinion. And one of the things I've noticed about Jack, one of the traits I noticed when I was that young intern, he let everybody talk. He sat back and he didn't speak till they were done talking. And I all of a sudden realized I was talking all the time. And I stopped talking as much. And I tried to listen to everybody else. Well, that's what you want. That's what you want for somebody in office. You want somebody that they don't have to listen to, when they aren't obliged, when the camera's on, you want somebody who's going to listen. You want somebody who's going to recognize what your interests are, recognize what your neighbor's interests are, and take the time to hear you. And even if they don't agree with you, you want somebody who's going to take the time to listen. And that's what you're going to get with Jack Connelly. He didn't have to listen to me. He did. And we're still working together to this day. Now, he doesn't listen as closely anymore. Okay. So what we're here to do is build a team. That's what we're doing. That's what he's been doing in this campaign, and that's why you're all here. You're here to be part of a team. Part of Jack's team, a team with a guy who's going to be in a position of leadership who's going to listen to you. So he's going to be our leader in the sense that he's all of us, and this individual is going to listen to you, going to listen to your neighbor.